Guys, I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how potions work and like how to make them and how to actually be good, how to actually know potions. Okay, let's get started. Don't want to make this too long. Okay, first of all, you want a brewing stand. You make it with 3 cobblestone and a blaze rod. You get blaze rods from blazes at a nether fortress, obviously. 1 blaze rod is equal to 2 blaze powder. You know, the more you know. Uh, when you put blaze powder inside of a thing, it goes in this slot specifically, right there, okay? Sometimes when you're making strength, you're going to use this exact same ingredient, but right here, because this is where you put the ingredients, in this slot. Make sure it goes in the right slot, depending on what you're trying to do, okay? This is how you make it. Okay, next, uh, after you get the like fuel, which is the blaze powder blaze rods, you're gonna need like bottles. So you get sand, you smelt it, and you get glass. You use the glass and you make some water bottles. Go fill up, go make them water bottles. You get bottles, go make them water bottles. Once you get some water bottles, again, make sure you put the blaze powder in this slot here. Put the water bottles inside. Okay. Once you get the water bottles inside, it's it's next is pretty much just all ingredients. So you're gonna almost always want nether wart, and to get nether wart, you get it at a nether fortress, and you get it in those steps, like when you go down, you can actually plant nether wart on soul sand, and you can get more nether wart. Okay, the more you know. You need nether wart for almost every potion except one, which is the potion of weakness. If you don't know, this is Bob, this is Ty. If you don't know the potion of weakness, what you do is if you have a zombie villager, you throw a potion of weakness, and then you give it a gapple, and after about 3 minutes, it'll turn into a normal villager. That'll probably turn back by the time we're done. Okay, next up, we got like ingredients. Okay, so here's how you start is you start by putting nether wart. Okay, so here's an example. Let's say you have your 3 water bottles, okay? And you also have some blaze powder and even some nether wart, okay? Here's what you do. You put in your powder, you put in your water bottles, and you start by putting in nether wart first. Unless it's potion of weakness specifically for this purpose, always put in nether wart first, okay? When the nether wart brews up, it's not really going to look any different, but trust me, it's going to be different. It's going to make this thing called awkward potions, as right here, okay? These are the first step to almost everything. After you get awkward potions, then like all of these ingredients you put in after, okay? After you put in your chosen ingredient to make your type of potion, you're gonna have 2 options. You're gonna want to make it more intense or with glowstone, or you're gonna want to make it last longer, but it'll be less intense. So in like the long run, they kind of like average out, but it depends on what you're wanting to use it for. Like, for example, if you want fire resistance, you obviously want it to last longer, right? Or invisibility, you want it to last longest, so you would use redstone. Redstone makes it last long, glowstone makes it last shorter than its normal time, but it's more intense. Or you could just not alter it at all, but there's not really a point in not altering it, so I would just choose one of these. Afterwards, you can choose whether to make it a drinkable potion or a splash potion. Now, everybody would say, oh, just make it splash potion. Well, there is actually a reason to make it a bottle potion. If you're in a fight, you technically want it to, well, okay, if you want to be quick, then just make splash potions. If you don't have gunpowder, it's no big deal. You can just drink the potion. It's really no big deal. The only downside to like not having it splash is it's not quite as fast sometimes. Although sometimes when you have splash potions and you splash it, you don't get the full duration of the potion. Okay, so if I have a 3-minute potion and I throw it down, I might only get 2 minutes and like 40 seconds. Or if a drinkable potion is always that full duration, but it does pile up with like empty bottles in your inventory, so it just depends. Then you can make it a lingering potion. The differences between lingering potion and splash potion are pretty noticeable. They're pretty obvious. So a splash potion and a lingering potion. A splash potion, you just splash it and you get the effect. Lingering potion, you splash it and it lingers, and you don't get the effect until you walk into the lingering. But then when you walk out of it, it starts to decrease. But if you stay in it, it stays like high. Okay. Uh, so yeah, I would for most of the time, you're just gonna want to make it one of these two, depending on what it is, and then you are going to want to make it splash. You can choose not to make it splash, but most of the time you want to make it splash. And I'm just gonna go through these really quick. If you want, you can pause the video and like take a screenshot. But here's all the ways to make a potion from bottom to top. Okay, so the potions right here, this is just for display so you know what they look like. You always start with netherwort, then you go the next up, then the next up, then okay, so it goes from start from netherwort and up. Okay, so I'm just gonna go along here. You can just feel free to pause the video and look at how to craft one of these things if you would like. Okay, great. Now I'm gonna go over what this is. Decay. It's called the potion of decay. What it is it's pretty much just the wither. It's the wither effect. It's a Bedrock Edition only potion, and you can only get it in creative. You can get so if you get a Fletcher village, if you get a villager and give it a fletching table and have it become a Fletcher, there is a slight chance that the last trade will be a arrow of decay, or an arrow of harming. It really just depends. Now I'm gonna go through what all of the potions do. Okay, so pushing night vision, obviously, when it's just dark, it gives you night vision. I would say everybody knows that, so I'm not gonna go through a scenario. Potion of invis, it just makes you invis. Pretty self-explanatory. Potion of jump boost, honestly, it gives you jump boost, but you can't even jump over 2 blocks. This is very like, look, wait, you can. Only with jump boost too, though. Like, but you would expect to be able to jump 3. You can't even jump 2.5. So honestly, jump boost is not great. Fire resistance. It pretty much just protects you from all fire. If someone hits you with a fire aspect sword, or if you fall in lava, you're completely immune to it. In fact, the fire display on your screen doesn't even pop up. It doesn't even show, so it's super nice because especially on Bedrock Edition, it covers most of your screen, and people really dislike that. Next, we got speed. Just makes you faster. Make sure if you're using speed 2 specifically, do not sprint jump because it does actually make you slower than just straight up sprinting. So whenever you use speed 2, do not sprint jump. Believe it or not, it actually makes you a tiny bit slower. Next, slowness. Again, self-explanatory. Just makes you slow. You can, it slowness. Obviously, you do want to sprint jump. Slowness is nice. I mean, you can use it in fights, but at the same time, like, if you sprint jump, sprint jumping actually cancels out I didn't mean to throw that. It cancels out, for the most part, all of the slowness. For the most part, it just depends. And then water breathing lets you breathe underwater for 8 minutes. Instant health. It heals up. I think it's about 4 hearts, 3.5 or 4 hearts for instant health too. It's really nice. A lot of people use it in SMP kits when they're in a pinch and they just need a little bit of instant health. Sometimes they use it in pot kits. So when you're in uh, a PvP server, you will see kits that are literally just instant health because what it is it's really seeing who can get the most damage on the other player and who can pot the better. Okay, instant damage, literally the exact same thing as instant health, but it takes away the amount of health that it just does damage. That's all I'm gonna say. It just does damage. There's really not much more to explain than that. Okay, and then we got some more potions. Okay, potion of poison. It gives you poison. Personally, it's it's funny to me personally. It's funny to use this in fights every once in a while. I would personally. A lot of people say, "Well, do you want poison one, but for a long time, or do you want poison two, but very intense?" Well, it really depends. It really depends. A scenario I would give you. It's actually really hard to come up with a scenario. I would say that personally, I just prefer poison two. I'm just gonna say it because it I don't know. It gets the fight over faster. Regeneration 2, pretty OP. Just regenerates your health over time. Regeneration 2 is nice. Um, if you think you are going to quick drop in a fight, like, oh, I'm in full iron and he's in full diamond, then just make regeneration 2 because you're going to need it. If you're like, oh, we're both in diamond, I might as well make regeneration 1 just so I don't have to heal as much mid fight. I would go with regeneration 1 if you're more matched with your player, personally. Strength 2, it just lets you do more damage. Always go with strength 2. Some people go with strength 1 for a longer time. If you think that the strength 2 will not allow you to quick drop your player fast enough before you like run out of pots, because the time runs out, go with strength 1. Just go the easy route because that strength 1 over time, it'll eventually make itself up. Um, Plus, it takes up less inventory space because it lasts longer. So, also with speed, some people say, "Oh, should I use speed one or should I be using speed two?" Well, it really depends on preference. Again, speed one you can make it last for longer and it takes up less inventory. Now, if you are a very fast-paced player and you are able to track your players and like you're very technical with your PvP skills, honestly, just go with speed 2 because there are times where you can just completely like pressure your players. Like you can be absolutely on them, give them no time to heal with speed 2. It really just depends. Okay, next you got Wither. We all know that. Uh, tur- Potion of Turtle Master. Not a lot of people know this. It's crafted from a turtle helmet, which you get from. Okay, here's how it works. I'll fully explain it because sometimes it gets confusing. Okay, you have a turtle. Okay, let's say you have a turtle, and when that turtle, you can breed the turtles using kelp. Okay, I'm looking for a turtle. I'm blind. Okay, okay, you got two turtles. So what happens is no seagrass. Sorry, you breed them with seagrass. Okay, and eventually they're going to make turtle eggs. Now be careful because turtle eggs can actually break if you literally just step on them or like jump. So just be careful. Be really careful. If you want to pick these eggs up, you can use Silk Touch and you're able to pick them up. Now, when these turtles hatch, it'll make baby turtles. Now, when the baby turtles grow, they will drop a turtle scoot. Okay? This is very important. Specifically, just a turtle scoot. Okay? Now, when they grow up, you can use them to breed more turtles. Now, 5 scoots makes a turtle helmet. And the turtle helmet specific. What the turtle helmet does is it actually gives you a few seconds of like respiration when you're in the water. But if you want to use it as an ingredient for a potion, you can make Turtle Master. Now, Turtle Master, I'm gonna be honest, it's pretty OP. If you use Turtle Master, you can have no armor on and survive a point blank charged creeper explosion that's literally right next to you. If I had a charged creeper right next to me and it blew up, I would still have like 3 hearts. Now, the only problem is Turtle Master actually does give you slowness 4, but again, this can pretty much be negated with if you simply just sprint jump. Uh, Next, we got these potions. These last couple are not very. They're kind of well known, but like not exactly. Okay, first of all, we got slow falling. It just makes you fall slower. This is actually nice if you're PvPing someone for mace, because what you can do is you can splash them with slow flowing, then they can't mace. Here's what you can also do. If you have a water bucket, and if you have a cauldron, and if you have some arrows. Now what you can do is when you, okay, let's say you have, what you need is you need 3 potions of something. So let's do instant health, for example. You need, I'm in creative, so it won't matter, but you need 3 potions. Then you can left click it, and you'll get an entire stack of that potion of arrows. Now, if you want, you can actually make some slow falling arrows and shoot them at your opponent during mace, and then they pretty much just can't mace, and it just makes them super mad, and it's really funny, to be honest. So as long as you're not the one getting slow falled during mace, it's pretty funny. Okay, next we got weaving. This makes it so whenever you whenever a animal dies, I'm not gonna kill that, 'cause that's very rude. Whenever an animal dies, it actually spawns here. What's something? A zombie. Let's take a. Nope, I can't kill a villager either. Let's take a drown, for example. If you have a drown and you splash it, when you kill it, it'll actually weaving. What? Okay, we're moving on. I don't know. It's supposed to drop it's supposed to spawn cobwebs when it dies, but it's not working. Potion of oozing. Oh, never mind. I know why. I have a setting in my world, so it just doesn't spawn. Potion of oozing. When you throw it on stuff and they take damage, it will spawn slimes. And this is really good for XP farms. It's also really good for just like making slime farms that are really overpowered. Next we got infestation. It's literally the exact same thing as oozing. I don't even have it in my inventory. This is oozing, okay? Yeah, see, it doesn't work because I don't have mob spawning. I don't know how I even spawn these in. Okay, infestation is the exact same thing as oozing, except it's with silverfish. You know, the little, like, furry, little spiky mobs that spawn in the spawner at the end portal in the stronghold. Yeah, those are super OP. In fact, if you want, comment down below. I can give a tutorial of how to make a super good silverfish like XP farm if you want. And then weakness. Weakness is really just self-explanatory. I already explained it. Anyways, I hope this was really helpful to you. And if you want to have more like tutorial videos, then comment it and like the video and share this with your friends, because I know potions can be confusing. But then once I like learned it, I was like, wow, potions are not that confusing. So like, please like this video, and if it helped you, subscribe. Like, genuinely subscribe. At the time making this video, I have like 62 subscribers. So who knows? Maybe we can gain like 5 or 10 off this video. Plus, I took like 2 hours to set this up. So if you want, subscribe, share this with your friends, like, comment. Have a very wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.